You know, back in high school, we had to go to coordination. Computer antique school, per building. And the blue board inside, I don't know if it was original, and we stored, it's like, what a building. It was, and you can feel this area. And I can go and stand, they even have that wood for
My time, I remember the 80s, probably the 80s, so I walked down together. You go in and out of the building, I didn't even know there was a hall like house. I went in there, so it's smaller there, and stuff. I was like, look at that. My house is like an old, like it is. Yeah, they had it and everything. Yeah, they did that up AC.
for everything.
Yeah. Like all the corner stores in those buildings. Encompassing the little.
You said you were going to email me on last Wednesday, and I checked it today. I was going to send you an email.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. It's Monday, June 22nd at 5:03 PM. This meeting tonight is conducted in a manner pursuant to the passage of Section 20 of Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, extending authorization for virtual public meetings through August 4th, 2027, as approved by Governor Healy. And this is being also covered via Vonage for those who cannot be in attendance. I'd like to first of all have a pledge of allegiance. Please stand as you're able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first item and only item on the agenda is a public hearing on the application for weekday and Sunday entertainment license submitted by Island Road Dockside LLC, doing business as Dockside, located at 103 Birch Island Road, Webster, Mass. 01570. The applicant is requesting the following: DJ, karaoke, bands, solo artists, and performance events to be held during normal business hours. I'd like to have a motion to open the public hearing.
I move we open the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Can I have a roll call, actually? Kelly? Can I have a roll call?
Selectman Davies?
Yes.
Selectman Dietrich?
Yes.
Selectman Rogers?
Yes.
Chairman Clayburgh?
Yes. Is anybody in attendance that can talk about this license?
Chad Goslin, one of the owners of Dockside.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming again.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us what you're requesting here?
So it's going to be basically during normal business hours. We're looking to have live bands inside, outside.
Can you speak a little louder?
Yep. Looking to have bands inside, outside of the restaurant, outside the gazebo, and then inside if it is due to rain. Have DJ service out there, but it's going to be mainly during the daytime. It's not going to be crazy. I know we put till 11:30 p.m. or 11 p.m., but chances are we're not going that late. We're going to be probably, I don't want to say a time specifically, but we're taking in accordance of the neighbors 100%. It's not like we're going to have a rock band karaoke speakers crazy at night. We're trying to get out of there every day by last call 10:30, 11 o'clock closing up kind of thing. So that's kind of,
Inside and outside.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
we just put those existing times because that was what is already in effect. So we just kept everything similar.
So when's last drink?
What's that?
When would the last drink be provided?
So it's going to be, I mean, we have I'm sorry, say that again.
What time?
What time, what, the bands?
No, what time will the last drink be served?
Drink, you're saying?
Yeah.
Based on bar, I mean, we have our license till 1 o'clock in the morning, but like I said, it was just going to be based on what bar crowd looks like. But bands realistically, you probably wrapped up by 9 p.m., 10 p.m. the latest. But like I said, that's mostly inside. I'm not looking to have a band outside at 10 p.m. making that noise because obviously it's going to travel. So
Chad, I want to make sure I understand. So you're requesting an entertainment license that will allow you to have bands up till 11 p.m., correct?
Yep.
Okay. Outside, but you're saying...
outside, I'm saying outside. The bands that are going to be playing till 11 are probably going to be inside. We're not going to have outside bands till 11 p.m. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, when will you be shutting down the bands outside?
Probably the latest 10 o'clock. And even then, like, there's no, I just don't foresee that happening. I'd rather have people inside containing the music at a reasonable decibel than outside traveling on the lake and upsetting the folk around us.
Any other questions?
Well, oh, please, go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
Oh, so currently, the business that was there, I believe, didn't have anything outside except for maybe weddings, from what I saw on the entertainment. Except for there might have been something between 5:30 and 7:30 on
Right.
Wednesdays. So as of right now, I believe the latest that they were allowed to be out was 7:30. From everything that I've been trying to look through. To go to 10, initially is a lot for that area, in my opinion. Again, my opinion, but I know from what I'm seeing with that, I think the only outside was Wednesday, 5:30 to 7:30. And now we're asking for every night, including Sunday?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I'm not sure where the 5:30 came from, because if you take a look at the Waterfront's license, the restrictions to serving on the deck, it specifies no alcohol served after 11, no piping, no loud music on deck except for a wedding ceremony. So
Right.
there's
So-
nothing on the deck. And then it specifies lighting.
So would the outside be on the deck?
Correct.
Okay.
The gazebo, which is what was happening, to my knowledge, prior.
I think that's a question that we have. Kelly, is there anything in writing that talks about this 5:30 to 7:30?
There was, in the, what I had sent, I'm having trouble logging in. One of the sets of meeting minutes that I had sent today,
Yeah.
I found that there was a hearing and the selectmen, the selectmen at the time put that restriction on the license.
Yeah, I think
For
it-
the dock to be from 5:30
I think I've got it, Kelly.
So it was the meeting of, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, it was the meeting of April 9th of 2018.
Yeah.
There was a vote made to change the Rock the Dock from 5 to 7 to 5:30 to 7:30. So,
Okay.
But I'm not sure when the Rock the Dock came into existence.
Right.
But that, yeah, I've got that same document that says that they changed the time.
And that was for the convenience of somebody coming. They were
That's
starting
right.
a little bit later.
Yeah.
And so I think what we were looking for was what was the last entertainment license and did it have that reference? Because I didn't
Right.
see that either.
No, I only see on the deck, where was it? So jukebox and bands are what are allowed. No I think it was just weekdays and Saturdays.
There was on Sunday, there was acoustic
Acoustic.
thing that turned into plug the
Right.
amps in.
Okay.
But nobody was looking.
Yeah, correct. So that's where we're kind of stuck in the middle. In all honesty, I mean, what we're looking to do is have entertainment inside 7 days a week. And then outside, same thing. So to this gentleman behind me's point, there was a lot of doing it anyway, and we're trying to be the right way. And I understand completely that there's concerns and all that stuff, but I mean, we're looking to maintain control and not have inconvenience of rock bands going until 10 o'clock p.m. You know, we're looking for that live entertainment music of solo artists, acoustics outside with just a guitar and their amp and playing dinner, and be done probably the latest, like I said, 9 p.m., maybe 10. But that's inside. I don't know what's different between inside and outside. I know noise level, obviously, but we would love to be able to play music inside until 11 p.m.
so through the chair, you know, and I feel like there's three, for me, three considerations here. One is consideration of wanting to support a new local business.
Mm-hmm.
The second is the noise level consideration.
Yep.
And then the third is the safety consideration where, and I know you're not responsible for this, but we can't ignore it, that there's a history of
100%.
of people walking through people's yards. There's a
Mhm.
long history of complaints.
Yep.
Not a lot of history on noise, but the other things, and
Correct.
parking,
Yep.
illegal parking, et cetera. So,
Yeah.
you know, trying to find a way to support a local business, but also, and I know we'll probably have some people speak here in a minute, you know, but support a local business, but also, you know, care for our constituents, your neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
To what we're doing. So,
Yeah, because on the deck, which I guess is also the gazebo.
Correct.
No alcohol served after 11, no piped in or live music on deck except for a wedding ceremony. And lighting is globe lights and candles, floodlights to face the lake. So that was the current restrictions on that. I know we have gotten some feedback from certain departments. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves and all that, but those are the restrictions that are currently. And I agree, you know, new business, not the old. So, you know, we want to.
And I can just tell you guys, just from our soft opening to us being open this time, we've had people, I personally have been there every day, and they've been off the deck, period, by 10 o'clock p.m. So we're like, the last
weather
thing
will
we...
get warmer and all that, so that'll be.
Yeah, it's
nice.
warmer, but I'm just saying, just in general, like the loud noises and just noise in general, we're going to be very aware of that situation, because the last thing we want to do is upset and get people complaining and old, new, all that stuff. So we are very aware of that situation. And we're not, like I said, we are not looking to have an entertainment license till 11 o'clock and be like, well, you said we can have it at 11. We're not looking to do that. But we are looking to have at least that music inside until that time, but we will not do that outside. We just wouldn't, like I said, it would be, what is outside, it's going to be an acoustic, soft, not banging the drums until 11 p.m. You know, I know I wouldn't like that either. So we're taking that into consideration.
I would agree with Mark with his three concerns. And I know you're saying that if you're going to be playing music outside, it'll be inaudible at a distance of 100 yards. I live on the lake, and there are nights where it's inaudible at 100 yards. There are other nights where I can hear somebody that's playing something right across the entire pond.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the wind, it depends on a lot of variables.
Right.
But you can't say that it's going to be inaudible over a certain a certain distance on a lake. That's just not the way it is.
Right. I agree.
And then there are nights when I can tell you where the princess is because of the music. So that is a concern of mine, especially if you were talking about having music till 10 o'clock at night. And especially if it's every single night. You know,
Now, is this just inside, outside, or both? Like, is there any wiggle room?
I'm talking about primarily outside.
Right. So then, I mean, if we can
The
say,
music will carry
correct,
a lot more.
completely
than the
understand.
band outside.
So if we can come to an agreement today or whenever it needs to be about a time outside versus inside, and I mean, we will follow whatever we have. If it's outside, like maybe 8:30, and then, I mean, I don't remember if it's outside 8:30, 8 o'clock, whatever. Inside, if we could go a little bit later, then, I mean, it's ultimately up to you guys, but that's our request. And you guys ultimately have the final decision, but that's what we're asking. Because like I said, I don't want to keep saying it, but all this was happening with a turned head for years. And we're just trying to be upfront as we can.
And we want to be as supportive of
Yeah.
business as we
Yep.
can.
Right.
Any other questions?
No, maybe if the
Well,
public
yeah,
comments,
it's-
right?
Let's see if anybody from the public wants to speak, and then we have, someone could not make the meeting, and so Elaine will read that person's comments.
Sure.
So, anybody, any public?
Yes, sir. I'd like to speak.
Okay.
Okay, why don't you come forward? Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Mike Siccato. I built the house at Cedar Drive 20 years ago. And I've watched waterfronts evolve into a nightmare. And it was mainly enabled by the former board members. They had no care, no insight, and they weren't listening after it began. I have several things to go over before we even discuss these permits for the outdoor entertainment. Do we have the time to do it? Okay. All right. And I've been living there and watching it. The parking problem is the worst problem of them all. And here is the truth of the matter. When that lot is full, they are already at full capacity within the building for occupancy permit. And what ends up happening is, of course, they're parking on the street. They curl around onto Cedar Drive, which is a one-way circle, if you're not familiar. That road there is only about 14 feet wide to begin with, as Birch Island Road has been measured with myself and Kenny from the Highway Department. It's 24 feet wide. I'd like to go back to Friday, this past Friday. Right away, the lot was full, and there's 3 cars at the very beginning of Cedar Drive. Didn't turn on to Cedar Drive, but there was 3 cars there at 6 o'clock at night. I walked back home, I came back out, then there was 4 more cars, follow the leader type of thing, in front of those three onto Cedar Drive, making it very difficult to turn onto my street to begin with. So then I walked back to the house and called the police. They said nobody's being blocked, and I wasn't happy with that. But now I go back at 6:30. The hole from where those first three cars had been parked on that side of the road, completely on the road, all the way to the end of their parking lot, down the road. There was a pickup truck and cars parked, leaving 12 feet of road for everybody to pass in front of the building. And I called the police again, and the response was from the dispatcher, "I'll let the lieutenant know." And I didn't wait around for anybody to show up, didn't even bother, because it seems to be the problem, or part of the problem, of enforcement. What good is making rules and laws about no parking either side when they take the signs down and the police don't even write a ticket? Now, I'm beyond that ticket thing. Who cares about a $10 ticket and leave the problem there all night until they feel like going home? There has to be a tow zone there, and management has to supervise what's going on outside of that building. Whether they have an on-duty police officer who has authority to say, move that car, or they have an attendant, as they tried in the past. It didn't really work out well because the attendant was instructing them to park in illegal places all over the different neighborhoods we have there. Very frustrating. You wouldn't believe what it was. I encourage all of you board members to go there unannounced and see what I'm talking about before you make a decision here about any outdoor permits. The noise, the volume is upsetting. I close my windows, put my air conditioners on, and my house still vibrates from the music. And I live on Cedar Drive, quite a ways away, at the first turn in the road. And you can't, there's no volume control. There's nothing you can do about it. You call the police, they don't even do anything about it. In the past, I've asked Tracy, hey, come on. They yes you to death and they just turn the music up. If the police do show up, they lower it. As soon as they leave, they turn it back up. Cat and mouse game. It's nonsense. You can't control it. I advise this new owner to go to Point Breeze and see what respect is all about. That's a class act over there. The neighbors love that place because there's no disturbances. Everything is inside the building as it should be at this new establishment. They have a beautiful upstairs, beautiful bar, and it should be utilized that way, and no entertainment outside. The big show is the lake. They don't need a permit for that. Friday, there was no permits going on, yet the parking lot was full because they wanted to see the lake and the weather. That's what they were there for. If you have ever heard a karaoke drinking person on a Sunday, you'd like to go down there and choke them because they're awful and they're loud, awfully loud and out of key. And I like to listen to my music outside on my deck, and I don't raise it up high, but I have to raise it up high to hear it over that noise. And I live that far away that I get frustrated. Just turn it off and go inside and put cotton in my ears. There's other things wrong here. The parking is the biggest thing. If they had an attendant or an officer there, I was in the car business for 30 years and I know how to park a car this close to another one if I needed to. That was part of the problem. These cars were spread out too far. There was nobody supervising. No, move it over. They could have probably snuck in another 10 cars in there. Plus, in the back of their lot, it's full of mud and water. They have to do something about it or it's not going to get utilized. As far as safety goes, there's no way to pull in to there and be able to turn and circle around and come back out the other side. There's an entrance and an exit, but it's undefined. It's a cluster mess over there, especially after you've been having a few, you're not familiar with your setting and you don't know where to go. I have people pulling out of their lot and making a right and coming up Cedar Drive, getting dizzy, where am I? And then they leave. And the other thing is when there's no parking available in the lot, I watched it. It's human nature. They come up Cedar Drive around my little 10-mile-an-hour circle, and they take another crack at it to go back in the lot searching for a spot. So they're making my road, people walking their dogs in their baby carriages, riding their little bikes, and the kids playing football around the corner. Suddenly, it's not a nice neighborhood anymore because of that unnecessary traffic. I mean, a couple signs on their fence when the people are pulling out, left turn only, or 395 left would probably be helpful. Or if you had an attendant with the light or whatever to go that way, that would help safety-wise. There is no lighting. There's one light. There is one light for outdoors, but not nearly enough to cover the parking lot and the crossing of the inebriated people as they come out. I promise you, they don't stop and look. They just keep on walking out the door, and they don't look to see if there's any cars coming. Whose fault is it gonna be when they should be stopped as a car is passing? It's gonna be the driver's fault. So they use two exits and entrances at the building. One that enters directly to the deck, and then the main building, the main entrance. I'm suggesting that the width of the building become a crosswalk with proper lighting. And maybe the attendant, as people are leaving, escorts them for the safety of the people. You know, this is all going to be on our heads if somebody gets hurt. I'm surprised it hasn't happened. There's been many accidents over there over the years, little fender benders that don't get reported because who wants to go to jail for drinking and driving? So they just keep it nice. Understandable, but not right. Somebody can get hurt. So the proper lighting, okay, the attendant. Here's another thing. They're parking two wheels on the edge of the parking lot and the 3/4 of the vehicles on the street. That's taking 12 feet of road away from the roadway because of the way people are parking to cheat and get in there. They just want to get a parking spot. Understandable. But when that parking lot is full, in there, that's all they can fit. You're putting 100 people plus, don't forget, you have all the pontoon boats that hold between 6 and 12 people in the back. All those people, they're in there. I called the fire department once. I'm very surprised that the answer was, well, they didn't go through the front door and they're on the deck. They're on the property. The place is zoned for 100 people. We can't change that. The building is what it is. You can't make it something it's not. And you have to face the facts of what it really is. There's a few other things here. Oh, my suggestion was to put Jersey barriers where the road meet the parking lot. That way you would be able to paint or put signage on the Jersey barriers facing their building. No parking on the road, tow zone. People are going to make sense of that and understand that. It's not a $10 ticket that you can give to management and they'll take care of it and leave the problem there for 4 more hours. This is a problem that is gonna disappear, and you're gonna have to pay $125, and the money goes into the till for the town. I mean, either obey or, and be pre-warned with some signs as you walk in their building. I hope you parked in the parking lot, otherwise you're gonna be towed. This is a neighborhood. We're all taxpayers over there. I pay $8,000 a year. That's a lot of money. To listen to that, it's not right. You can't control it.
Well,
Right.
thank you for your comments.
I'm not finished.
Can I speak? Can I speak? Can I respond?
Sure.
I'm obviously not rebutting anything you just said, because I get it.
No problem.
That's a lot of past, and I'm just gonna speak, I know on Wednesday, when Wednesday our soft opening happened. Wednesday was Rock the Dock for years. We don't have Rock the Dock, long story, whatever. Wednesday was our grand opening. It was an absolute zoo. A zoo. And I apologize on behalf of that, where I have no idea where everyone came from. I know a lot of what, I'm sorry, what's
Mike is my name.
what Mike is talking about has been prior, with the exception of obviously Wednesday. Since Wednesday, the parking lot, correct me if I'm wrong, we've done a fantastic job at.
I'm telling you about Friday.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Friday,
But,
Saturday.
Yep. So I'm talking about Wednesday. So obviously Friday, Saturday, and then Wednesday came. It was there. Since Wednesday, I had a gentleman, I believe he's in the back room, came, approached me, said, and I completely get it and understand. And I said it wouldn't happen again. I'm going to be on top of it. I know there's a lot of past frustrations of the neighborhood, the going away, the $10 tickets, management this minute. Like, I'm looking and we are looking for a little bit of grace. I understand the frustration that you guys have. We haven't done karaoke. There's no singing on Sundays. I just want to make the record clear that none of that has happened on our watch with the noise level and complaints.
If that is true, sir, if that is true, and you got that in your heart, then do these things and then reapproach this question.
Like Saturday, I was driving down the road, or I live on Cedar
Can you
Drive.
stand, give us your name?
My name's Robert Hayes, live at 10 Cedar Drive. And so I was driving down the road, and like a family came walking out of the restaurant. And I had doing like 10 miles an hour. I had slam on my brakes because they walk out the front door and think the street is like an extension of the parking lot. They're not looking both ways. And that happened to me twice over the weekend, where it's like, I'm like dodging pedestrians coming out. And in my car.
With my
and
voice,
Mike
I don't
said,
need it.
If I ended up hitting the pedestrian, who's going to get blamed for it? It's going to be me. There should be crosswalks there. And again, what I said, like Point Breeze is like a perfect example. All their entertainment is inside. It's in a residential neighborhood. The entrance and the exit of that parking lot is clearly marked. They actually have marked lanes where cars actually park into. This is just a dirt lot, and it's a free-for-all. So if, essentially they have 100-person capacity, that lot probably fills, 60, 70 cars, it's 2, 3 people a car. We're beyond capacity, in addition to the boat traffic that comes in as well. I mean, I understand it's a new business, and I want to be like, want people to succeed and do well, but, the consideration of the neighborhood should have been taken into account first. And it seems like the, consideration of the neighbors in the neighborhood are being taken last. It's like, we'll figure it out as we go along, versus we should have consulted with the neighborhood to see how they feel about things first. I mean, I understand this is the process to do that. But in the same token though too, it shouldn't be ignored. But then again, I want them to succeed as well, but do it in a way where they're good neighbors.
Any other comments from the public?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you stand up and give us your name?
Joe Benoit, I live on Cedar Drive also. As the other thing with the big concrete, that won't work, because as of this morning, the delivery truck was there at 6:30 this morning. If those barriers were there, my truck wasn't getting around that truck.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't care what time he gets his delivery, but having the batteries will work. But he is right about the people just walking out. I was coming home Saturday night at 9 o'clock, and I only do about 10 miles down that road, because I know how it is over there, and the people came walking right out front, not looking. 3 young women. He was saying, oh, maybe inside having music till 11 o'clock. Yeah. Because what he's forgetting is those drunk people coming out the parking lot, hooting and hollering, having a great time, but with their hearing. You know, it's 9 o'clock, even 9:30, fine. I don't have a problem not having music, but you gotta respect the neighborhood. We've been there, you know, a lot longer than he has.
Right.
We've had to deal with it before. So, what they are right, both of them, about the people across the street, the noise factor is another thing,
The parking.
and the parking, definitely the parking. As they come up around the bend, as you saw, and, you know, how long we've been dealing with that.
About 20 years.
Yeah, years. So, if the parking gets under control, that's the first thing.
Yeah. So I have just a couple more things about the parking. There's no handicap parking at all. And I know 2 vehicles that they only go there during the daytime, during the week, so it's not really a problem because they're not there for very long. But they don't appear to have the handicap of walking. They don't have a wheelchair. I don't know what their handicap is, but they have that tag that you hang on the rear view mirror. But they park dead in the road on the side of the building, in front of their building. And they don't park close. They just put it pretty much where they want. And there's room to pass on the wrong side of the road. Remember, it's only 24 feet wide. That's just enough safely, slowly to pass. Now you got people coming and going out of the bar room, plus people coming out of the parking lot with no established entrance or exit. It's a cluster mess. And people seem to be in a hurry to leave for no reason, but you can't control what they're doing. But the way they pull out, they're not looking up the street towards Cedar Drive when they leave. They're just pulling out and taking a left. It's dangerous. There should be some signage there to assist them in some which way. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem with somebody getting hurt over there. It's been going on forever. The proper lighting may assist, and the attendant may assist. And then there's another thing that we haven't had to encounter yet, but we will, is parking for motorcycles. They don't want to park on a muddy dirt lot. So what do? They roll the motorcycles against the fence that they have in front of the building, and they line them up. And they take, with them sticking out the way they do, they take half the road, and nobody will do anything about it. It's a shame, but that's a plain fact. Just hasn't happened yet, but it will.
But they're opening the,
Huh?
opening the,
Right, but am I telling the truth?
yeah.
I'm telling you the truth about everything here. I'm not here to hurt this man. I'll help him, but he has to be willing to help himself. Otherwise, this is going to keep on going and going and going. And I had it up to here and plenty more. So,
Any
Well-
other comments from the public? Thank you.
I have one last thing to read, and that's it. I'm all done. I covered it all. For the safety of the public, these changes must be dealt with and enforced. The owners must be respectful to the neighborhood and held responsible. 100-person capacity. I can't even read my own writing, I'm a doctor, to be for excessive violations. Oh, yeah, right. They're supposed to be held responsible for excessive violations. It's not like we're gonna go down there and micromanage the guy. Nobody's perfect. But if it just keeps on happening and, oh, it'll go away, or we'll yes them to death, and as soon as they go, we're gonna return to the same way. That's not the answer. Can't be the answer. That is like disrespectful. And I can't tolerate that any longer. Please take charge of this situation and make them have their entertainment all the time in the building upstairs and utilize their building. Let the people enjoy their deck and look out to the water and all that. But the noise pollution is overwhelming. If you don't believe me, go there and just listen. Visit the place unannounced so they don't behave well while you're there. I can promise you this, that Doug, the town administrator that was here, everybody was telling him I was lying, and they wouldn't tell me to my face, but okay. He went down there to see for it with his own eyes, and everything changed. And I believe he left for a better job, but he also was frustrated because he couldn't get the cooperation that was needed. He was a good stand-up man, good guy.
Okay, thank you.
That's it. I'm done now. I wish you well.
Are there any
I'm
other
sorry.
Are there any other comments from the public? Okay, we do have one comment that is from, I believe his name is Chris Collins, that Elaine will read.
Right. Chris Collins is at 103 Birch Island Road. No, it is at 14 Birch Drive, and commenting on 103 Birch Island Road. Dear members of the Select Board, I'm writing as a resident to respectfully express my concerns regarding the proposed extension of entertainment hours for Dockside, located at the former Waterfront Mary's property. While I support the success and vitality of local businesses, I believe it's important to consider the potential impact that extended entertainment hours may have on the surrounding neighborhood, particularly in light of prior experience at the same location. Under the previous ownership, when a 7:30 p.m. curfew was in place, the neighborhood experienced a range of issues tied to crowd activity. These included parking violations and overflow, with patrons routinely parking in no parking zones, blocking residential driveways, and using private property, including personal yards, without permission. Restricted access for emergency vehicles due to improperly parked cars limiting maneuverability through neighborhood streets. Unruly and intoxicated individuals, including instances of patrons walking through private yards, areas where children live and play. I would also like to clarify that the primary concern for many residents is not simply increased noise or general disturbance. Rather, it's the broader public safety and quality of life issues that come with larger, later crowds, specifically the types of problems outlined above. These issues occurred under earlier operating conditions and a relatively limited time frame for evening activity. Extending entertainment hours later into the night creates a greater opportunity for increased crowd size, longer durations of activity, and more challenging conditions to manage. As a result, the risk of these issues intensifying becomes significantly higher. Although Dockside is a new business, we do not yet know what to expect in terms of crowd size, behavior, or overall neighborhood impact. At this stage, there is a high degree of uncertainty. The only basis we have for evaluating potential impact is our past experience at this same location, and that experience occurred with an earlier cutoff time than what is now being requested. For these reasons, I believe it would be premature to extend entertainment hours at this time. A measured approach, maintaining the current 7:30 PM curfew, allows the town to observe real operating conditions before considering any changes, while helping to protect neighborhood safety and accessibility. I respectfully request that the board maintain the existing entertainment license curfew and revisit any potential changes only after sufficient data and experience have been established. Thank you for your time and thoughtful consideration.
Thank you, Elaine.
I think we have another public comment.
I'm not the only one.
Oh,
Giving people the opportunity to come up.
So through the chair, what is the capacity of
thank you.
the, of the location?
So the occupancy permit that we have is a total of 204.
And that includes,
Inside, outside, inside, upstairs. So upstairs, downstairs, and then the deck
okay. And are there any limitations? It's 204
combined.
combined? Okay. Thank you.
I would bet there's an interior one.
I
You need
would
to
think
speak
there
up.
would,
I'm sorry.
Can you use the mic, please?
Sure, I'm sorry. I would bet that there's an interior count as well. Isn't it like 114?
we should,
Any other public comments?
What's that?
Are there any other public comments? Any other questions from the board?
well, do we need to state anything that was done by the town departments?
Well, we can do that in
We
the
have-
discussion.
We do have
Yeah.
comments.
We can do
I
that.
didn't know if that needed to be addressed now.
So it might be a good idea to let everybody out there know that once we go from the public hearing, that they're welcome to stay, but they won't be participating. So
Right.
to make, so that if they want to have another comment, they can make it.
Okay, there are
Does
several,
anybody know the capacity of the parking lot?
How many cars can it hold? Anybody know?
I don't think we have a count on that.
Now, the building commissioner has confirmed the capacity 75 on each floor plus 54 on the deck.
So that's not owned by Chris Robert?
No, are you talking about the capacity of the restaurant?
Oh.
Asking, like, how many cars can you park in that lot?
Oh,
Like, what-
That was the building, right?
Correct. The building and the deck. Building and the-
150.
Who owns the property, the parking lot? Yes, so that, okay, so that is.
That's
it's
part
not
of the
leased, That is
lease.
owned by
Correct.
the representative.
Dockside has the right to
Okay.
park there as part of their lease. I'm
So I'm
sorry.
just wondering who has control, who has the ability to to pave the lot and stripe the lot if that's something that becomes part of a license revision. I'm just curious who has the legal ability to have access to that lot.
I would have to look at the lease to see if that's allowed, but certainly if the Dockside wanted to do that, I would assume that the owner would allow that.
I'm just asking. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm
I'm not,
an expensive ordeal because of the conservation area, and they're gonna have to put a lot of drainage in, and it's gonna not be an easy
Right,
thing.
well,
Very
that's,
expensive.
yeah, well, be that as it may, I'm just asking a question as to who has the ability to do that.
Yeah.
So,
So
I think-
I got a little confused. Do you own the lot?
my wife's company owns the
Your wife's
lot
company.
and the building. She owns both.
Okay.
And that property is leased to Dockside. And I'm one of the owners of Dockside with,
Okay. And what is your name again?
my name is Nick Scola.
Okay, thanks.
question. Is there anything, I've heard several times now tonight that the back of the lot gets muddy. Is there any way to make that lot more usable than it is right now?
We could certainly look at talking to, is it DEM or DEP to get permission to work back there. Generally, when you're close to a wetlands area, you need
Understand?
approval to do any kind of work in there. So I think in the long term, that is definitely a plan that both Dockside and the owner of the real estate would like to do. I'm not sure that's the solution to what you're talking about. I think more practical one in some places where they use decibel meters. And so that if they can monitor the sound with those decibel meters. I know that, sorry.
Go ahead.
I know that I live in Westerly, Rhode Island, and I know that the police in certain areas have decibel meters to make sure that bars don't exceed like the 100-yard mark so they can monitor it and they can actually see whether or not it is being done. It's not one of those you drive away and whatever. The old owner would just turn the music back up. The decibel meter is always on so it can be read.
One other question. Is there parking allowed on both sides of the road there?
No.
I didn't think so.
Nope.
Okay.
And the signs do say no parking. They are still there. But again, was it enforced in the past? No. Will it be like that? Like I said, our first week was a learning experience, and it was crazy, for lack of a better word. It was humbling that everybody came and supported us, but it's one of those things that I had that conversation last week saying, I personally work there every day. Myself and my other partner work there every day, and we will be there to enforce, to communicate, to talk. The motorcycles that will happen and just giving it time, like, we're going to communicate saying you cannot do that. The parking attendant is a great idea. We've already discussed having something come up to that and making sure that we're enforcing all that. Like, I know what needs to be done because we've experienced now. We're a week old. Wednesday is Wednesday. It's been instilled in the town of Webster that regardless of Rock the Dock happens, they go to Samuel Slater's, they're coming over here afterwards, or vice versa. I get it. Point Breeze has a designated parking lot. This does not. It has a parking lot, to everybody's point. It's a free-for-all. Do we get it lined? Do we get it paved? That's still to be decided, but I mean, it's one of those things that right now, everybody has gone to Waterfront Mary's from our last meeting, to the nostalgia of the building, to the history of it, to these problems have been rooted deep for years, and we're hoping to rectify that and go from there.
I have some comments.
But if you think that there should be better signage, like the gentleman had said, that's obviously, we're willing to do anything in that regard. We obviously don't want people to take a right-hand turn out of the place instead of a left-hand turn out of there so that they go back to the highway. So if you think there should be signage, by all means, tell us where it should be and we will conform to that. I mean,
It's my understanding, Kelly informed me that they need a sign, you already need a sign permit. Are you aware of that?
For just tell people to go right or left? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not
No,
trying
the
to.
establishment needs to have appropriate signage that's compatible with the town zoning. So that's something you should be speaking to the building commissioner about.
Okay,
And he will get input from our public safety officials. But ultimately, there are dimensional requirements for signage.
okay,
So you should be speaking to the building commissioner
sure. We'd be glad to do that.
anyway, and then that can be part of that consideration too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not surprised, but yeah.
Okay, and I have three comments from individuals that work for the town government. This is from Chief Michael Shaw. He says, "Hi Kelly, I have no issue as long as the previous restrictions remain in effect for the new license." From Joey Wigglesworth, who is in charge of the planning and zoning. His comments are, "This business will need to apply for a special permit through planning for proper signage. Otherwise, no issue with this entertainment license." And from Chief Sad from the fire department, "If they have not already done so, they would need to complete a required crowd manager training through the state. This can be completed online." And those are the comments that I got from individuals from within town government.
If you're okay with it, I'd like to move to close the public hearing.
I would like a motion to close the public hearing.
Make sure people understand what that means.
Once we close the public hearing, there's no more discussion from public. So is there any other comments? Because we're gonna close the public hearing now. Can you make this very quick?
I just wanted to know, out of the things that I said, how many of those are being taken under consideration? Like proper lighting and blah, 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 whatever I said. Is any of it relevant?
I think a lot of it was relevant, yeah.
Very well, thank you.
I think on my end is specific signs that say no parking either side of the street. They're there. But the problem is that if you call in to the police departments that had to do it last year, if you call into, well, they pay their taxes. Instead of the cop doesn't do anything.
Right.
Yeah, we pay our taxes too. So there's a lot of issues, and I'm not saying with these guys, but there's a lot of issues. The signs have been there. There's a fire hydrant right next to one of those signs, and nothing gets done. And if the people that are going to the dark side park there, then we get a problem. I mean, there's already a problem with the yellow house that has a sign right in front of them with the fire hydrant, because they got no place to park, and they park down there. So, you know, that's been discussed with them, but nothing gets done. You know, and I'm totally with them, yeah, have some entertainment, but definitely not till 10 or 11 o'clock at night. That's my.
Thank you.
I also spoke with Kenny, the highwayman. He's gonna go down there tomorrow and trim back where the signs are getting overgrown, and he's gonna add all that up there that we're taking down, we're missing.
Okay,
All set there.
thank you for your feedback.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion, we close the public hearing?
Second,
Kelly, would you do a roll call? Close public hearing?
Selectman Davies?
yes.
Selectman Dietrich?
Yes.
Selectman Rogers?
Yes.
Chairman Clayburgh?
Yes. Okay, discussion on where we go from here.
Lord, yes, lots. My first reaction is that in terms of outside entertainment, is I would personally stick to the 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock time limit for outside. If we were to provide an approve it, I don't think it should go any later than that. Neighborhood, kids, all that stuff. And, you know, a lot of the other things these people were speaking about, I'm not saying there's nothing that can be done, but I am saying that most of it feels like an enforcement issue, not a rules issue, not new rules issue to me, most of it, if not all of it. And, you know, I come into this with wanting to give these people a chance, but I also, they didn't have to leave, I hope they understood that. But I also am very aware of the issues that they're facing as Chad, I'm sorry, I forgot your last name, I shouldn't be.
Goslin.
Dawson, as Mr. Dawson was iterating that they're aware of them as well. So I don't know what our options are here. I don't think we just say yes for sure, personally. I don't think we say no, personally. And you know, maybe there's an option to do something on a temporary basis with some stipulations of things that we need to see done, whatever those might be, and then come back and review it in a period of time, or something along that line.
A couple of thoughts. One, we renew these every year, right? So in 6 months, we'll be renewing them. So there's some opportunity to try some things if we want to do that. I'm particularly concerned about the public safety and people walking across that street. And if there's going to be some way to put signs, have an attendant there, something. And I'm not so sure about deaf music. But if whatever we do, I think there should be a limit, a time limit, so we can see how this happens. Inside doesn't bother me. I mean, I think there's plenty of room there.
Agreed.
Through the chair, are we able to, I know at Indian Ranch that we have a decibel limit stated, right? And I don't, is that a bylaw or is that specifically?
There's a
to them?
state one, isn't there a state level?
There are state regulations,
Is
yes.
that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, they would have to abide by the state
Right.
regulation.
And I believe those regulations are enforceable by the Board of Health or the Health Department, which is somewhat interesting, but it's determined to be a public health issue, not just a nuisance or disturbance issue.
Yeah, I'm also kind of, through the chair, concerned about the public safety aspect of it. I don't know if I'm okay with like every night, more so maybe like a limited amount. I do think if you get out, you go till 9, 10 o'clock every night with these bands, they're going to be getting out. You have children, I know they're not going to, 9 o'clock at night, they're not really going to be outside, but still there's the whole noise coming out of a bar, and commotion. So I don't know if I'm okay with every night. I think I'm looking at more limited.
Thanks, Scott.
And to one other thing, maybe it's a question to the chair, I don't know. But what we've done at other places like Indian Ranch is they come in with a specific number of days that they have some sort of entertainment as a trial.
I also have a problem, or a concern rather, with the safety. I also have a concern about fire apparatus being able to go down that road and get to fires when they need to. So I'm concerned about parking on both sides. And I know you don't have anything to do with that. I know you can only park on one side, but the fact is that if a fire truck can't get down that road, there's a real problem. I agree with you, Mark. I think part of this is an enforcement issue that the town itself is not enforcing some of the rules and regulations of the town. And so I think we have to take a look at that.
And Mr. Chairman, if I could point out too, that it's unrealistic to think that our police department can be on site, during their hours of operation. Obviously, there would need to be a dedicated, officer to do that.
And maybe we do that.
Yeah, right, because obviously when you have X amount of people on the road at any given time, you can't be tied up, habitually with one location.
Right. One of the things I was thinking of, I agree with you that, I want to support business, but I'm concerned about the safety of the neighborhood, and it's a real neighborhood in that area, so, we have to be concerned about that too. I was wondering if we could put a crosswalk in there and make it a safer place and improve the lighting that's outside there. Is it possible to put a crosswalk there?
I believe so. I don't think we would need any state permission to put in a crosswalk at a location. It's not a state road, but we can, let's say for the sake of argument, we can find a way to get a crosswalk in there. Obviously, the location would have to be acceptable to both our public safety agencies and our highway department, because once you have a crosswalk in a private way, well, it may not seem like much, but it does have to be maintained.
What I'd like to propose is that we allow them to play music one night a week, see how it works out. But I don't think we should allow music until 10 o'clock.
You're talking about on the deck specifically?
I'm talking about the deck
The deck.
specifically.
Can I talk or am I?
Go ahead.
Am I able to talk?
Oh, no. Well, the public hearing is closed,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Well, I find myself, I don't think one night a week's enough if we're going to allow them to try it personally. and number one, it's not a big enough sample, in my view, to really get a feel for what they're doing. I'm just, when's our next select board meeting? I know it's really soon.
It's right on the
It's on the
agenda.
bottom of the agenda.
July 13th, right? That's, what's that, 3 weeks from now? Is that 3 weeks?
3
That's
weeks.
3 weeks from now.
I know this would frustrate Mr. Dawson, but there's so many questions here right now in terms of what can be done, what we might want to do to bring to the fire department, to bring to the police department, some of these issues that have come up, to bring to the Board of Health. And I looked at Mr. LaFawn, because if he has a strong opinion about this, I'd like to hear it. But right now, I'm sitting here wondering if we should, forgive me, I know you're not going to be happy, we should delay this to the next select board meeting to give us time to talk to the police, talk to the fire, find out if we can put in a crosswalk, find out about lighting. I don't want to close you down, so just the entertainment side is all I'm talking about. And then be able to make a more informed, more permanent, more comprehensive decision at our next meeting.
Would it make a difference if we, I don't want to approve it. I was thinking maybe approve it for entertainment inside, but not outside. Make a decision next month for that.
For the outside?
Yeah.
I could buy that. Yeah.
And we can make sure, I think in the next few days, maybe we could, our public safety agencies and highway, we can convene a site visit with the owners. Maybe that would be helpful to at least kick off that kind of conversation with everybody on site at the same time.
Just to the chair, another question. And we talked a little bit about enforcement, and there's been a lot of trouble over the many, many years that you haven't been here. I realize that. Has there ever been an enforcement push where you just called the tow trucks and then the word got out that it's not a good idea to park?
I'm not aware of any, in the years I've been here, there hasn't been any major push.
I've never heard of that happening.
Sorry, I worked in
In-
enforcement
in-
once, so.
And realistic, yeah,
Do you want
once.
to make the phone call?
But realistically, and I have to ask Courtney this, put you on the spot. To what extent have there been general complaints that have come to the Board of Selectmen's office beyond what we've heard tonight?
We've held several public hearings in regards
Yeah.
to on this.
Yeah.
And we had detail officers assigned to shifts there, but again, that was.
How long ago what's your recollection?
I read them briefly today through the chair, I'm sorry, and slap on the wrist. One of them was not to do anything. One, the selectman said, I don't think this is the normal thing. I think when Mike, I forget his last name, said that they were being enabled, I think they were, to be frank with you.
100%.
I know it's not, has nothing to do with you,
Right.
but. Well, if, Mr. Chair, your idea, I would be okay with approving, with one caveat, approving inside entertainment. I probably would vote against Sunday at this point, just to give the neighborhood a rest one night a week. And then we can, some of the things that Administrator LaFawn just talked about, et cetera, in terms of going to having a site visit and maybe revisiting this 3 weeks from now at our next meeting makes sense to me.
I would support that too. That would give us some time to get more information about this. I am concerned about going from no deck music at all to 7 days a week.
Well, this is, we're talking just.
I'm talking
inside.
about the deck.
Right, I'm talking about doing, just approving inside music. for
Right,
now.
that's what that's what I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay.
Approve the inside, and I agree, except the Sundays. And
Just-
then hold off on the exterior deck music
Because through the
until the
chair,
next meeting. And because I am concerned just going from, just for the exterior deck, going from no music to 7 nights a week.
because currently right now, they can Monday through Friday and Saturday. They're like weekdays and Saturday, right? Not Sunday. They can have indoor entertainment to a point. Is that
Are you
just confirming? Right
Confirming the
now,
current-
in
current
their
conditions?
current one for the previous owner was indoor they could have, right? It was more so the outdoor deck was that they didn't have.
And
Right.
also added to that question is, it's a special license for Sunday, right?
Yes, it is.
It's separate. It's separate.
Sunday is a special license.
So right now they can have entertainment indoor. Well, the previous owner, I should say, had indoor entertainment, not on Sundays, correct?
She had a Sunday license also. the
Okay.
previous owner.
Okay.
Do any of these licenses cross, did any of these licenses travel to the new owners? No, so right now they can't do anything.
So this is
Correct.
this is a
but-
brand
so
new
let me try and
entertainment
word it
license.
correctly. But in Waterfront Mary's could have indoor entertainment from till, I think, what did it say, 11 or 1 o'clock in the morning? I forget what it was. Yeah, so that was already there. So this wouldn't be something new, we just need to look more so on the deck.
Right.
So I'm in agreement so far with where we're, I
And,
think we're
and
going.
I don't have a problem with indoor music,
Right.
even on Sunday, because people can
Well-
park their boat and go inside. But I'm really concerned, we don't have all the answers on the outside music yet.
Yeah,
And if I might, Mr. Chair, I would just say that I do like the idea, at least right now, of giving the neighborhood a day off. So,
yes.
you know, I'm a hunter and I'm against Sunday hunting because I think the woods need a break once a week. And people don't want to use the woods without that. And so I kind of feel, at least right now, we can change it in 3 weeks. That would be my position.
I would agree
I'm
with
fine
that.
with that.
I'm okay with that.
And then in terms of time, right?
Is that enough time?
No, I'm talking about time, what time they can do entertainment till. What time at night they have to stop. I don't know.
What is it now?
Well, now they don't have any, but it was 1 o'clock before.
Waterfront's was 11, right?
What they're
Kelly?
requesting is,
Inside was 11.
yeah,
for
and they're
one-
requesting
Yeah, but-
11 now, right?
Outside was 11.
No, outside was nothing.
Outside was off the deck by 11.
And they're requesting 11 o'clock now.
I'm just trying to, so again, whatever was already there was what we were trying to get. We're not trying to pull a fat, like that was all that there's. And I guess my question is for clarity, whatever you guys do decide, are we tomorrow able to play music on our jukebox on the deck, or is that a no?
Right now, my suggestion is that would be a no until our next meeting, outside.
So we can't play music because the speakers are all connected to the jukebox and those are already hardwired from the prior owner. So there will be no music whatsoever, and that would be, for people at a restaurant, you don't have background music, it's very weird. But I guess if that's what we have to do, you know what I mean? It's very unfortunate that we're trying to just take what was existing and do it like it was a permanent installed jukebox from T&M Entertainment that was already there. So now we just gotta shut it off?
Is there a way we could do with a decibel machine, so it's not carrying, even though the law says it can go 100 meters, have it so that it can't go more than 20 meters off, just so that there's background music for the people enjoying dinner.
Board okay with jukebox music?
So where does this show it on? This was really difficult to read, by the way. But where, you know, are you talking about the jukebox?
Can I approach?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please. Okay, so, okay, so,
That's the
and
actual jukebox.
that's inside.
That is installed inside, and then there's speakers upstairs, there's speakers downstairs, and then there's 3 speakers up on the deck already installed.
And you can't turn the speakers on the deck off.
Correct, because it's on the jukebox itself, so there's a master volume,
Yeah.
and then there's
So
like.
is that on currently right now?
We're closed today.
No, I mean, when you play jukebox inside, it plays outside right now.
Right.
But you would, you know, if you can't turn it off,
So I mean, I can call T&M and see if there's a, like, whatever you
I can call T&M and see if there's a, I'm trying to even think of the word, but like zone that is maybe for the deck. You can shut off the deck. I can do my due diligence on that part. Maybe there's that I don't know about, but I would be more than happy to do that. But that's what I would do if that's what you guys are looking me to do. I can look for that if that's truly even the deck volume music exists today.
Mr. Chairman, can I just confirm, maybe with Kelly, that music, the jukebox music on the deck, that was a violation of the existing license? So what they're proposing to do, and this is not in any way an insult or anything else, what they're proposing to do is to have the same, is to duplicate what was a license violation with the current owner.
Right.
Is that's,
One,
Right.
B, no piped in or
That's
live
what
music
it would
on
be,
deck.
is duplicating
right,
a
okay,
violation.
because that's, yeah, okay. And again, this has nothing to do with you
We're
or your
trying not to
application.
violate everything. That's,
Okay,
That's right.
okay. Kind of an awkward situation for you, isn't it? I was gonna say, a little bit awkward, so.
Yeah, this is a
my
little awkward.
sympathy, yeah,
That's been since I've shook everybody's hand. Put it that way.
yeah.
But again, I'm literally, myself and Brooke are trying to do the right thing, and the wrong thing has been done for so long, and we're getting the brunt of it. And I apologize on behalf of everybody, and we're just trying to make money. We are just trying to make money, and it's been successful last week. It's been a humbling experience as far as the support that we've gotten, and we're trying to do it the right way, which was done the wrong way for so long. So again, I will do whatever you guys want us to do, and I'm prepared to do that, and because we'll be open tomorrow. If there's no music playing, there's no music playing. We can sell food and we can make, and I will 100%. Whether you want to drop in unexpectedly, if the music is to be off, I will 100% keep that off and have my order.
What's the view of the board
would you,
Well, the
of
license,
keeping the jukebox
Yeah.
music on?
well, the license clearly states no piped in music.
Right.
The license we all just signed last week on the deck, right? You know, we could, I guess we have the right to change that, right? But
I mean, like I
Because
said,
it's-
I can call T&M tomorrow and
We
see if
signed
there's a
through-
zone that I can shut off from the deck, and that could be an easy fix,
Was it on yesterday afternoon?
100%.
but
It was on the lake, I didn't hear it.
Like I said, it's
And that-
not,
and that's-
we are not somebody that's like jamming out to like everybody's thinking about. It's just soft music that's in the background, that's ambient noise, that's not awkward silence. It's just that, it's that. It's not like you go in there and you're like, oh, it's just music that's on the background. It's country, it's, you know, people can obviously go on touch tunes and they can play whatever they want to play. They can't control the music. We do.
I mean, the volume.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes, sorry.
Yeah.
that's what you have now, but what you're asking for is to maybe have
Allow-
Karaoke,
yeah,
DJ,
and-
live bands,
and
okay.
If
Right.
it's something that can come inside,
But temporarily, if we could have that, that would be sufficient until you make your final decision on the entertainment side of it. At least we could have the background music for the restaurant. I mean, every restaurant has that, and it's all, it can be controlled by decibels. That's why I would hope that you could consider using a decibel meter to control it, just like Miss Davies said, that she couldn't even hear it, because that's what, it's restaurant music, it's not a rock band.
I don't know anything about decibels.
No.
I don't,
Oh, and what's an appropriate decibel level?
What does Point Breeze have music out on the deck, out back there?
Don't
Depends.
think they do.
Okay.
I don't think the restaurant has it, but the bar does.
Inside, right, but not
The bar
outside.
has
Yeah, they only
karaoke.
have music in the bar,
I don't even remember.
and it's not piped
There's
outside.
TVs and stuff.
all right, anybody want to make a motion on this?
Well, before I make a motion, let me just, I mean, if in fact we made a motion to allow,
Well, motion on this particular, the jukebox. Anybody want
on the
to do
jukebox
that?
itself,
Before we make a motion for the entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could make a motion that we allowed jukebox music to, but if you can find a way to shut it off, I don't want to make this motion, right?
Yeah, if I can find a
Yeah,
way
I
to shut
know,
it
if you can
off,
find a way to
like
shut
I
it off,
said,
I don't want, on the deck, I don't want to make.
I can make the call right now, I can call Tim and I can come right back in and say, hey, there's someone to shut it down. He could be like, yes, there is, it's on the control and it's the section.
That would be helpful.
I'll be right back. Yes, no.
That would help.
Yeah.
That would help, yeah. Yeah. It's hard when you're kind of picking up pieces. It's a little bit of a little unfair to everybody in the room.
Yeah,
It is. Yeah.
and I do feel for these guys, because they are paying the price for past behavior done by them.
I do.
It's been a long road.
I would think within a business week, I can make sure we convene a group, public safety highway group at the location and set that up with
You
Mr.
can.
Dawson.
Okay.
You can shut it
I
off?
can cut the deck.
Okay, well, that takes care of that issue.
Right, so we can make a more general list, right? So,
But the jukebox is able to play inside, but not on
Right.
plane. Done.
Not done yet.
You know what I'm saying?
You could do it, but you still would like it for the, I'm just saying, why couldn't we do that and have that trial period over the next?
all right, Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we allow Dockside to have entertainment inside. I'm going to say what I want, then we can certainly change it. 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. That was to say, right?
Excluding Sunday.
Yeah, excluding Sunday.
Until 11.
I'm sorry?
Until 11? Or?
Yeah, till 11 o'clock.
Till 11 o'clock? For a second?
Right, I think.
I think you might want to add to reconsider on July
13.
13th.
Okay, let me restate that. Okay. So I make a motion that the board,
Hold on, one minute. Are we just gonna have, two motions, one for interior and second one for
no, I
exterior?
think I can combine the two.
Okay, let's combine the two.
Okay. So I make a motion that the board approve inside entertainment for Dockside, from excluding Sundays till 11 o'clock at night, with the understanding that we will consider outside entertainment in the future. I'm not doing a good job of this at all, I'm sorry.
Can you say it one more time? please?
And exclude exterior user on the deck.
I make a motion. If you want to make it?
No.
Okay.
Is there any way that we could get a meeting before the 4th of July? Because we have someone scheduled. Is there any way we get a 1 day or something? I mean, and again, even if it could be like during the day, forget about night. I will stop playing at night at 6 p.m. Can we go from 11:30 in the afternoon when everybody's having a great time on the lake, not bothering anybody with the noise level, from 11:30 to 4?
Well, wouldn't that, oh my God.
I
I don't know how to work that into.
I
this.
just,
We can make it
it's crazy that it was able to be done, for lack of a better word, illegally
That could be
before us.
addressed.
Yeah, but we could do that separately, right?
Let's have a separate motion for that.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I'm going to again try to make a motion that we grant a entertainment license for Dockside for inside music only, with the exception of Sundays, excepting Sundays. With the understanding that we will revisit the question of outside entertainment in the future.
Yes.
That make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
You want further? Okay. You okay?
Any discussion?
I think so. I think I understand. Yeah, so.
You okay
wanna
with it?
do Yeah.
You okay with the?
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, now it's the second one.
Now, the second one for July 4th.
Everyone's going to hate me for this. It's a good thing it's my last term. The, I make a motion that we approve outside entertainment for a one-day permit only for Dockside to have outside entertainment on July 4th from noon to 5 p.m. I'm just making that up.
Can we do noon to 5 p.m. period outside, or am I pushing it?
What was the question?
Can we do noon to 5 p.m. outside entertainment, period?
We can do no days.
No, that's why we
No,
have these other
no,
issues.
we want some
that
more,
far.
we want some more time to look at that.
I think that's.
I want some more time to look at that
Yeah.
question.
I mean, because I say 4th of July, but really mean July 2nd, where the fireworks and the boat parade. So I get there's a bunch of details, and
Okay, so you're asking for July 2nd, not July 4th.
I'm looking for that July 4th activity of July 2nd, which is probably going to be the fireworks and all that stuff. But whatever the event, again, this is my first time out this way. So I want to make sure we get, everybody else is going to have entertainment outside.
Is it July 2nd or July 4th?
Yeah, so you confused me again. When
Well,
did you book
July
some-
2nd is the event.
When did you book somebody for? What day? You said you already booked
I
somebody.
was saying 4th of July, meaning like the festivities happening. So I think it's the 2nd.
Celebration on July 2nd.
Correct, correct,
Okay.
So you're looking for July 2nd?
correct.
Dear God. Okay. I will amend my motion to make it for July 2nd. I'm glad you spoke up. Would have hated to do it for the wrong day.
Do I have a second?
And what about the timing?
You
Is
know
there,
what?
are you putting a timing on it?
We said
So we're
12,
saying Thursday
12 to
from
5?
5
From noon to 5.
on Thursday.
Mhm.
Fireworks really start after 5.
Yeah, they don't even
So,
start till like 8:30.
I mean, right, they don't start until dark, which
Yeah.
is 8. So I'm kind of not, I don't think, I don't know, 12 to 5 on a Thursday. I get that it's the fireworks, but I mean, most people are going to be working anyway.
Well, we don't have to discuss it unless we get a second, which we haven't gotten yet.
Oh.
Right?
We need a second, and then we can discuss it.
I'll second it so we
All right,
can
now-
discuss it.
So what are you
don't-
proposing instead? Are you proposing that we change the time?
So you booked can I ask a question? You booked someone on the 2nd from 12 to 5.
We have booked, we're waiting. The amount of people that we have right now that we've had to cancel because we didn't get it when we were supposed to get it, they constantly reach out, hey, are you available this day? I thought today everything was going to be yep, which clearly it's not. But again, we're trying to do whatever we need to do because Samuel Slater's, Point Breeze, everybody else has the right to do what they do today, inside or outside. That's a fact. Now, Waterfront Mary's, for the past 26 years, has done this. Now we can't, after being in business for a week, and you guys have to reconvene. In all due respect, why was this not shut down before? And why is it being brought down on us now? That's my question. It might be a tough one. I'm not looking for an answer. You want to discuss it? And if it's just we have entertainment right now inside, cool. But it stinks that we're getting the brunt of the history, of the problems, of everything else that should have been addressed a long time ago. And I have to stand here or sit here and be like, sorry, dude. Now we got to really talk about this. When she was able to get away with murder. And that's all I have to say.
It is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Can I add something, Mr. Chairman, which is probably very little value, but I think it's important to understand that when properties turn over, and I think of the property on Worcester Street in particular, those are very appropriate times for licensing authorities to address past issues. So this isn't something that's just applied to you. Cleaning up issues, problems, and concerns is something that transfers of license and new licenses at locations. It's common for licensing authorities to use these opportunities. So again, that may not be helpful, but I don't want you to think this is being taken out on you. This is something that is kind of a fairly normal course of business when licensing authorities are trying to deal with problems. So doesn't help, but I think it's helpful to understand at least that oftentimes this is how things do work. Again, not very helpful to solve this issue, but I do think it's important for the public to know.
And through the chair, if I might, Scott, I wasn't quite sure I understood what your point was.
I just don't know. Does 12 to 5 benefit on Thursday, on the 2nd only, for right now? Does that benefit you?
No, so don't even worry about it. We don't have to discuss it.
That's
Yep.
what I'm concerned about.
It does?
It doesn't. Because 12 to 5, I mean, we were going based on trying to do an all-day event, and 12 to 5, it's just not going to work. Because to your point, people are either going to be working, they're going to be doing their own thing, the festivities don't start yet, so why bother? We don't, you don't have to vote on it. I just know that we're paying for that jukebox monthly, and now we can't use it. Inside we can, but yes, I did confirm we can shut it off on the deck, but like,
And you can still have a band inside during that time.
yes, yep, understood. So that is still with the exception of Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I'll bet that people on the deck can still hear some of the music out. inside.
correct. Just from my understanding, I just wanted to make sure that.
No, I understand.
Well, you are paying partially for
I've seen that
the
before. Not here, but I've seen.
complaints that we heard since you opened.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're very happy and you're willing to solve some of those.
I'm
Oh, yeah, so
trying.
we're gonna find a happy
I've gotten
medium.
some pretty thick skin over the last couple weeks.
And the other,
I appreciate, I'm sorry, go ahead.
well, the other thing I'd say is that, we could have had these discussions a couple of months ago, and you're bringing them to us last minute here. So we're feeling some pressure because of the shortness of time you gave us.
Correct. Well, and a lot of this was news to me as
I
well,
understand.
because I thought that was supposed to transfer. I thought everything was supposed to transfer. That was the information we got, that everything was transferring from entertainment and
If
liquor.
I could just add, that's not the information you got from our office. So just so you know,
Okay,
you may have got it from the previous owner, but my understanding is that our office was very clear on what the requirements were.
Yeah, these discussions should have happened over like a 3-month time period. And we are having a special meeting tonight because we're trying to get you open.
Am I allowed to withdraw a motion that's been seconded?
I believe
Parliamentary,
nobody can stop you, Mr.
We
Vice
can
Chairman.
reject the motion.
I just really don't want to vote against my own motion. I'd rather withdraw it. I would like to withdraw my motion. Okay. Is that okay? Can I do that?
Do we have a motion to?
Can I second
allow
his
them to
withdrawal?
All those in favor of withdrawing the motion, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries.
So through the chair, if I might. So my suggestion is you take the minor win that you got, the partial win you got tonight, which is that you've got the inside entertainment, okay? Our next meeting, I know, is after the 4th, which I feel bad for you. And I don't know whether we can do something about that or not, but give the board, give the government actually a chance to take a look at this, to do the site visit as Mr. LaFawn recommended. Let us talk to, not us, but talk about enforcement, et cetera. And I understand it's a short-term issue, but I think that you have a much better chance for a long-term positive outcome by not trying to force an issue tonight. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree because I think we would tend to be a little bit more conservative than we would be if we had to make a decision tonight.
Understood.
Because we're trying to help people. We're trying to rush this through.
Agreed. And I completely understand. And like I said, I completely understand, and I want to make sure I'm in right standing with you guys, so I completely agree.
Okay, what else?
I am, yeah,
Okay.
it's one of those rare meetings, there's not a real good feeling about any of this, so.
Do you have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Can I
Go.
just preempt that very quickly, Mr. Chairman? This wasn't stated, but I think implicit with what you are approving is that there's going to be further review, but this conversation did not specifically address some of the neighbors' concerns. So I think it's, again, implicit in the vote that you're going to be monitoring, or the town is going to be monitoring those concerns. And hopefully, our meeting in the next week or so will be of some help. I just want to confirm that with the approval, I'll say, in line with the approval is also the implication or the statement that these neighbor concerns are going to be addressed to the extent possible and as soon as possible.
Yes.
I'm having
No, you're doing it right.
Mr. Rogers
I think.
I rubbed off on you?
issue with it. So obviously, I'm not in a position to make a motion. I don't know that's necessary, but I just don't want you leaving thinking, okay, well, we got our license tonight. So,
No, I think there are things that the town can work with you on to improve things.
And I recommend you be proactive in terms of
yeah, so I think we
trying
can
to
do
schedule
that.
a site visit and,
I think we can do
So,
that. Though.
yeah.
Feel good about that. We can do something.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Okay, so we will be in touch to try to set up and get together. Okay.
Future events, 4th of July fireworks celebration, as everybody knows, is Thursday, July 2nd. Thank you for coming. Memorial Beach opens at 5 p.m. Proposed future meeting date is Monday, July 13th, 2026, 6 p.m. Selectmen's Meeting Room, Town Hall, 350 Main Street, Webster, Mass. 01570. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I think you already have one.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. We have